talk about Longlegs. Longlegs is finally giving us what we've been wanting, and that's a trailer. So we're gonna give it a little bit for everybody to start coming in. I put the pictures up, and it looks almost as crazy as what they're looking into in Longlegs, right? But I mean, we gotta talk about all these pictures, and it's just a insane trailer. Honestly, it's been insane marketing, honestly, for Longlegs. So we're gonna give it a little bit more time so people can start to come in, and we can talk more about Longlegs, which is coming to us from Neon. But it's just been a very interesting time for horror. I feel ever since 2020 when we've been just getting a good amount of horror coming into us. And I think that this Longlegs teaser marketing campaign is surely going to amp up what horror is going to do in the coming years. But this is one of those movies that I had no like it wasn't even my top for the year last year when I was thinking about what's coming on for 2024, but quickly as they started to do the marketing, the posters, the teasers, and everything about it, it climbed up quick for me. And Neon has been doing such a great job at really not giving too much about this movie and just making us like want to see what's coming next. And that's what a movie needs to do. We always forget that. There was a time when trailers weren't really pushing the whole plot of the film, or there wasn't a trailer before the trailer for the trailer. It was just the trailer just intrigued you so much that you wanted to see what was going on. Now, Longlegs is that movie right here where we got a trailer today, we've gotten teaser posters and all of that. We still don't have a full understanding of what the movie's trying to tell us, but we do know a little bit about it. So we'll talk about the premise as well. Directed by Osgood Perkins. I'm not too entirely sure of Osgood, how I feel. They have some pretty good films, all of that, but some of the films just didn't land for me. But open eyes, I'm going into this like just gonna consume it and see where we are. But Maika Monroe has been on such a pretty good run as of late, honestly. And of course, It Follows is when we first saw Maika, and now they will be in They Follow. For me, it was It Follows when I first saw Maika. Of course, they had other work before that. But they were in a pretty good one. I think Watcher is such an underrated film. If you haven't watched Watcher with Maika Monroe, that is a film to definitely check out. It was so creepy and unnerving. So I'm excited to see Maika doing more thrillers and horrors as well. Nicolas Cage as well. I think Nicolas Cage has been that like actor who's been up and down right in their career. Like they've done some pretty awesome roles and then some questionable roles that I'm not entirely sure how I feel about just yet. But I think as of late they've been great. I still have to watch Pig with Nicolas Cage, which so many people tell me is so good, and I still need to watch that. But I'm excited to see Nicolas Cage in this, playing a very intense character, as you can see in one of the pictures I have here. And Nicolas Cage also talked about their character for this movie, and I'll do that in another video, talk about that. But I just want to quickly break down my thoughts and like feelings about this new teaser that we got from Neon for this movie, Longlegs. So we're gonna get ahead and get started with it right here. Let's talk about Longlegs and its premise as I'm reading it right here. It says Lee Harker, who is played by Maika Monroe, is a talented new FBI agent that has been assigned an unsolved case of a serial killer. As the investigation becomes more complicated and occult evidence is uncovered, Harker realizes a personal link to the ruthless killer and must act quickly to prevent another family murder. So we do know that there was a murder that happened many years ago, and as you can see from the teaser and some of the photos I have up here, it was a axe murder, it seems, and it's giving me vibes of Amityville, sort of almost like The Shining and all of that. And the sort of feel of the movie as well. It has that very 70s vibe as well, in my opinion, like in The Exorcist or other films of that time. It feels very quiet as well, and that's something that makes it feel much more unnerving, right? We have Alicia Witt in this as well, and of course also Blair Underwood, of course with Maika Monroe and Nicolas Cage. And so this new poster that we got as well, these four posters, very much to give us the feel that there is something very sinister about the way that these murders happened, because there's like this sort of like zodiac feel with the code and everything, and we see it throughout the trailer that Micah's trying to uncover what that code is, and we see that she has all of this writing, these books, this Nine Circles of Hell. There's a book in there as well that talks about the dark world and all that. So definitely this serial killer has an fascination. That's not even a word. has like an obsession with like hell and like all of this dark side things to it, and kind of wants to give this sort of like feel like the Zodiac killer. So I did read somewhere that Nicolas Cage was apparently playing like this sort of weird person that is like like the big suspect of it all. I'm not entirely sure, but I do want to make a whole breakdown about that. But I just want to talk about the trailer in itself here because a lot of these images are horrific. The one of the person that's just there and they're just like you see like their shadow. Let me see. I think I had it somewhere here, but maybe I put it somewhere else. Let me try and pull it back up. But this one right here, this is just one of the creepiest shots. If you look closely there, you can see that there's a face as well there. So honestly, they are serving some very creepy imagery. Now, Osgood Perkins has some pretty interesting like filmography right here. They have a film called The Black Coat's Daughter, which I've never watched or heard about, but after reading about it, definitely going to put on my list in order to get ready for this movie. They have Gretel and Hansel, which I heard was pretty good as well. And they have worked on the Twilight Zone as well. The episode you might also like. So I don't know. I'm very curious to see how exactly Osgood Perkins' vision is going to come to life here. Nicolas Cage has been said to be a fan of Gretel and Hansel, and I'm curious about it because I remember watching this, but it was 2020, and I don't remember if I really vibe with it like that, but I definitely want to give it another chance. Apparently, he didn't write that one, so I'm not too sure, but I remember that it looked pretty cool and all of that, but I'm not entirely sure about if I enjoyed the writing in it. But I do want to check out their other films, which is The Black Coat's Daughter and I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House, and see how that is, because they did write that, and they did write Longlegs as well as be the director for it, so definitely going to be checking that out. But like I said, Maika Monroe and Nicolas Cage were the immediate draw for me, and just the way the marketing has worked here, and I think Neon has been so instrumental in that marketing as well, doing things differently, doing things right, in my opinion, as we're used to seeing a lot of the horror films, a lot of any films in general nowadays, just giving you everything about the film. But here they are definitely doing something new and interesting. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, it looks like Micah Monroe's character is maybe knowing about the family that this happened to, and now they might get this whole thing happening to them. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but I do want to make a whole video breaking it down as well. I'm going to be looking at the symbols and all of that, and that video will be coming out on Monday where we discuss what exactly could be happening in this film. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on Longlegs, if you're excited, if you're not, and what do you think about the film itself. And yeah, let me know because I'm curious to know. I'm excited for this one, and we'll be talking more about it in the weeks to come. It does have a release date for July 12th. It has a summer release date, which means they are very confident in this movie to be releasing it on that date. So we'll definitely be seated and watching it. But let me know what you think, if you're excited or not, and make sure you follow us for more on things you love. If you want more lives and all of that, let me know. We'll probably do them. I gotta fix my setup for sure. But anyways, I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.